I don't know if you guys seen this, but recently there was this article written on MLB.com about Chase DeLauter and this unique movement of his back foot and how this makes him, not only have one of the most unique swings, but it's also something that is actually one of the most noteworthy since they've been tracking how athletes and how hitters move in the box with this new technology. In the article, you can see it says DeLauter has the strongest back foot movement during his swing of any hitter in the major leagues. His back foot kicks out dramatically behind his body, especially when he really gets a hold of a pitch, right? So he's saying it's not just an adjustability move, but he's notating that even he sees that, again, when he crushes balls, that they're seeing more movement of his back foot, and how, again, they actually go on here to actually ask DeLauter. He's like, I couldn't tell you, where it comes from, to be honest. DeLauter said, I've always swung that way, never had a hitting coach. It's just this is what my body does. And again, this is something that a lot of people confuse too. Just because a player does it naturally doesn't mean that we can't learn to do it. This is just like bat path, or again, if you have something noteworthy that you see inside of an elite hitter swing, right? There's things that we can go about actually teaching it, right? There's different ways. Like Altuve has talked about how he saw Miguel Cabrera doing it, and this is how he actually taught himself how to do it as well. And if you didn't know, we can now track on StatCast, we can actually track the hitter's batting stance and also to how much they move throughout their stance. So if you see in the black, this is actually where his foot starts. And then in the red is actually where they're going to finish. You can see not only how far it goes forward, but it also kicks back behind him. And obviously you can see this pretty adamantly when you just watch his swing overall. But he has the biggest movement by far when they actually track this, now that they can, I've been talking about these things for years, but we can see this a lot more now because we could actually track them in game. The article then goes on to talk about how guys like Mike Trout and Bryce Harper have some of the biggest back foot movements. Now he does notate that how Bryce Harper's more kind of goes forward with him. And I posted previous videos talking about slack management, how some hitters, again, they're going to have some different alterations based on how much slack they need to pull out of their body so they can decelerate, kind of like a whip, right? If you're going to get a whip to crack, you need your body to stop so it can send your direction through a certain through the middle of the field. And this is where it's different from guys like Harper or Trout. Not everybody needs to kick back or scissor or anything like that, but it's also not a detrimental move either. Also found it pretty funny because this is commonly what people will go back to, especially because it's a very safe take, is DeLauter's back foot movement isn't why he's such a great hitter. But his swing couldn't be his swing without it. And it's like, yes, for example, if you try to take away that kickback or that scissor movement, he would have issues within his swing. And this is what's happened for years. This is a movement that's been coached out of players. And again, it's not that everyone needs to do it. Everybody should try to copy him. But again, it shouldn't be something that we should be coaching out. And a lot of times, there's a lot of coaches that don't understand how it works, why it's important, why it's critical to their swing. They may even see it as a hitch or something they need to get out. And this is very detrimental to younger hitters as well.